So what does this mean exactly? I don't understand.
It's hard to explain.
You're sure about this?
Absolutely.
And what about us?
Do you know what you're getting yourself into?
I do.
Dad would be proud of me.
Thanks.
Choices. At every step of our paths,
Let me give you a hand.
they're what drive where we go.
I decided where I'm going to be going to school next year.
And the hardest choices,
Where?
the ones that impact the most people,
What's up, bro? What you doing here, man?
Hey, little man. We gotta talk.
What's up?
I finally decided where I'm going to play.
Okay.
and embrace the most uncertainty.
Navy? Like the military?
I'm going to West Point.
They define our lives forever.
The Army.
No. No. Mom and Dad won't let this happen.
They make this choice, knowing all the expectations, knowing all the work, all the risk.
Actually, we were kind of shocked because he had never mentioned any interest in the military before. Knowing what could come with that, that's not an easy decision.
It's not for the faint of heart.
I am 7 years old.
Mommy believes this is the greatest country on earth, and we believe it too. So that's why we're here.
We all know how precious spending time with them is. So you give up that.
They're not yours anymore. They belong to the Navy.
Look how big you guys are.
You are signing up to lay down your life for someone else.
I just admire the ability to make such a difficult choice.
It's much, much bigger than football.
They don't come to these academies to be recognized. They don't make this choice to be cheered. But once a year, there is a chance to celebrate them. The Army-Navy game.
It's the greatest sporting event in the country.
It's very impressive.
I mean, there's generals and admirals and the flybys.
We're basically all on the same team.
It's a healthy rivalry, but it's a rivalry.
There's pageantry and there's passion, but there's also a game to watch and a chance to celebrate the choice they've made.
Go Army! Navy! Go Navy! Beat Army!
I got some pom-poms upstairs. You want me to get them?
Go cute! Beat Navy! Again.
Go Navy!
We're originally from Nigeria. I wasn't a fan then, but I'm the biggest fan now.
All along, throughout their life, you're trying to guide them and you just are overwhelmed with pride.
He's always been good about keeping an eye out for others, and it's pretty much how he lives his life.
My pride is in the type of person he is. His choices have taught us things.
They are your heart and soul. But sacrificing for the country is a big deal to him. So, yeah.
It makes me happy. It makes my heart smile.
He's there. He's willing to give it all for everybody else. And I mean, how many parents can say that about their kids? How many? Not a lot.
They've chosen to sacrifice.
Just be safe, bro.
To serve. It takes a different kind of kid to commit to this path.
Hey.
Now today in a football game, celebrate the courage of every man and woman ever to make that commitment. This is Army-Navy.
As one mom so aptly put it, much, much bigger than football. But today, for the next 3 hours, that's what we've got for you. College football on CBS. Today, it's Army-Navy, America's game, presented by USAA. The Midshipmen and the Black Knights set to do it for the 119th time.
Ladies and
Another of the great traditions on this great day is the invocation and presentation of colors. With no further ado, here's our PA announcer, Dan Baker.
God of wonders, some wonder why we pray for a football game. So I tell them, in this game, every player on the field is willing to die for every person watching. And there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for what's truly good. And so, God, I do pray for these players on this field and all the good they represent. Their fellow cadets and midshipmen, soldiers, sailors, Marines, firefighters, first responders, police, and countless others who lay down their lives daily in our defense. Because in your eyes, oh God, it is not the critic who counts, but those who actually step into the arena. And so, Almighty God, we who are willing to die for others, we salute you. Let this game begin. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, on November 30th, our nation lost George Herbert Walker Bush, the 41st President of the United States. President Bush led a great American life, one that combined and personified two of our nation's greatest virtues, an entrepreneurial spirit and a commitment to public service. At this time, we ask that you observe a moment of silence in honor of his inspiring example. Thank you. And please remain standing for our national anthem, sung by the United States Military and Naval Academy Glee Clubs.
Stripes and the bright stars through the perilous skies. O'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare along thirsty mid-air gave proof through the
And we welcome you, everybody, to the 119th edition of Army-Navy. I'm Brad Nessler. My partner is Gary Danielson. Gary, you did a long string of those games where Navy had everything rolling their way. 14 straight over Army. 2 years ago, the Black Knights stopped that streak, and then they won their second straight last year. So Navy's had a tough season. How do they kind of right the ship today?
Naz, I think they got to go back to the quarterback position. The streak ended when Zach Abey was the quarterback. I think he played just a little too soon. You usually don't get second chances to come back. He's going to get one here today. He has to play a good football game. For Army, you don't stop this Army football team unless you stop the fullback. Darnell Woolfolk and Andy Davidson, those are the two guys that Navy has to slow down, or that Army rushing attack will continue.
We've already said it's much more than a football game. For these seniors, they'll trade in that helmet and that uniform for a different kind of helmet, different kind of uniform. All a bunch of unique young men, both on and off the field.
They really are, and they're fun to meet. And let's look at a few of them we'll see today. Let's start with Kenneth Brinson. He plays linebacker. He's a 3-year starter, an honored scholar. Jeff Monken said, "I will never coach a guy like him again." Defensive tackle, Wunmi Oyatuka. They call him the Prince, not just because his name is hard to pronounce, but his family is royalty in Nigeria. Bryce Holland, the center and the captain. His grandfather, Tom, served in Korea. He says, "I was born to be a soldier and an officer. That's what I am, and that's what I want to be." For Navy, let's go to Malcolm Perry from Clarksville, Tennessee. He was the quarterback a year ago. Slot back today, he's the game breaker. Both his parents were Army, but today they'll both say, "Go Navy, beat Army." Making his 40th consecutive start for Mount Juliet, Tennessee, Andrew Wood. He's an offensive tackle. Recruited by Big Ten and SEC teams, he came to Navy to be a pilot, and he will be. And finally, the linebackers, Taylor Heflin, Hudson Sullivan, the leading tacklers on the team. They've been inseparable friends since 5 years ago when they met at Navy Pretz. They will continue that friendship. Both will be Marines.
And the guys they'll be trying to stop from West Point, the Black Knights of Army. And from Annapolis, the U.S. Naval Academy midshipmen. The Boeing FA-18C Hornets from the Blue Blasters, based out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Back to the PA announcer, Dan Baker.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to midfield for today's coin toss, and welcome President Donald J. Trump, Secretary of the Army, Honorable Mark T. Esper, Chief of Staff of the Army, General Mark A.
And for more on the coin toss, third member of our team, Jamie Erdahl. Jamie.
Well, Brad, as President Trump makes his way across the field to attend his first Army-Navy game during his presidency, he also becomes the 10th sitting U.S. president to attend this game. It's a tradition that was started well over 100 years ago. In fact, it was 1901 when President Theodore Roosevelt was the first president to go, and every president since then has put their own mark on it. It was 1945 when President Harry Truman went to his first of 7 games, which is a POTUS record. President John F. Kennedy in 1961 became the first president to officiate the coin toss, and many followed suit after that. President George Bush went to 3 games helping with the coin toss, as well as President Barack Obama in 2011, and now President Trump follows suit. He will also, Brad, sit on both sides equally, as others have done in the past.
President Trump, the 10th sitting president to attend Army-Navy.
Jeffrey Kirby.
And now we're ready for the coin toss.
My name is Jerry Magalandis, and I'm your referee for today. Along with my umpire, Terrence Ramsey, we're from the Atlantic Coast Conference. We are delighted to be here with you today. It is our honor to have a very special guest for the coin toss with us today, your Commander-in-Chief and the President of these great United States of America, Donald Trump. Navy, you will call the coin toss. This side will be heads, this side will be tails. Your choice. Tails is a choice. Mr. President, would you do us the honors? It is tails.
That makes it about as official as it can get, Gary.
Yeah. When the game starts, these guys will be for the next couple hours guarding every yard. We've seen it up close and personally. They can almost start the game where they ended last year's game.
That's right. A missed field goal as time expired. And Army survived that one to win their second straight. Navy won the toss and deferred. So Navy will be kicking off and Army to receive. First time they played this game, 1890 on the plain at West Point. Today now in front of 70,000 and the President of the United States, Lincoln Financial Field.
You know, Ness, as you said, they conform to be part of a team, but we meet the individuals and they're all different. They're all great kids. They all have those personalities, but they go together as a team. The two teams, the 22 on the field, they don't just represent these guys here, but our military all over the world.
And wherever you might be watching, we thank you for guarding us and keeping us safe, just like these young men and women will in the future.
I'm nervous about doing my job right now. A lot of responsibility.
This game always makes me nervous.
Exactly.
By the way, Army is riding a 7-game winning streak. If you're wondering about records, we kind of throw the records out the window when these two get together. But Army's had a sensational season. They haven't lost, in fact, since an overtime setback to Oklahoma. Yes, that Oklahoma that's in the college football playoff. All-time series, you see, 60, 51, and 7. And there, you know how much it means to both sides. Two longtime friends on each side of the field as well. There's their embrace. They started off as grad assistants at Hawaii together. Then they served as assistants at Navy under Paul Johnson before both becoming head coaches. And two great guys. Beautiful day in Philadelphia. Last year we had about 5 inches of snow. You couldn't see the yard lines. Today it's picture perfect for football. Sandon McCoy and Jordan Asbury back to receive the kick. And they'll have an opportunity from about the 2-yard line. McCoy bringing it back the other way. He really took a big shot as he reached maybe the 18-yard line. It all starts with Kelvin Hopkins. He's had a great year. Almost 900 yards rushing. 6 passing touchdowns, 10 on the ground. It was Ahmad Bradshaw last year that was the leader, and now he's the guy.
Yeah, he had big shoes to fill. Just a little different, though, than Bradshaw because of his ability to throw. He's thrown for almost 900 yards, almost unheard of.
He sure is.
Army.
The Black Knights from the 18. Straight ahead to the fullback Gary talked about, Darnell Woolfolk. As we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups behind Calvin Hopkins. This is the group that'll protect him up front. And Kel Walker, an all-purpose guy. He can do everything. Run with it. One of their leading receivers. Very versatile. And one of the quicker guys they've got on the team.
Already a change for Navy. They're in a 4-4 front. They only have 3 defensive backs on the field.
Woolfolk hit in the backfield. Dives forward to get a couple. Jackson Pittman was the first guy to hit him. As we take a look at the Navy defenders. Sean Williams, the captain back there, had a great game 2 years ago. Career high 14 tackles, had 7 more last year. He's been a mainstay in the secondary for the midshipmen. They got a man down immediately. Peyton Reeder, I think the right guard, shaken up on the last play.
So a little wrinkle from this Navy defense. Don't blame him a little bit. They've moved outside linebacker Elon Nash to cornerback, only using 3 secondary people, especially on 1st and 2nd down. He's playing in the boundary on the short side of the field, so it's basically a 4-4 look for Navy.
So as they attend to Reeder, less than a minute into the game. Left side of the screen, I think, is where it's going to come from. And
oh yeah, he got
rolled
the
up
knee. Yeah, he got a knee to the kind of the back of his right knee from the outside.
Out of Rome, Georgia, the sophomore. I'd be willing to bet you he'll be back out there. These guys don't want to miss a snap.
and for Army, this is 3rd and long.
That's right.
They want to be 3rd and 1, 2, or 3. This is something they're not used to.
They're number 1 in the country in 3rd down conversions, 57%. Sandy McCoy in the backfield. Play action. Here comes a pass. We don't see many. Floated out there and caught. First down, Glenn Coates. Gary said Hopkins adds another dimension by being able to throw.
Well, Brinson was right in his face, and Hopkins had to let it go backing up, but you see how perfectly he threw that ball.
17 yards and a first down at the 39.
That's the dimension that they bring to the offense. They're trying to make first down. Now, so I really believe they'd like to go 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 1 yard.
Right, they're great on,
they changed it up.
They're great on 4th down, too. Here's the first down run. Kel Walker, who we talked about, one of the speediest guys they've got. Off to the races is Walker. All the way to the 10.
This Army rush attack. You start out saying, oh, I just want to start the fullback, and all of a sudden they get outside. You know Navy has been concentrating on the fullback and the quarterback power, and the changeup this time was just enough to get to the outside.
Kel Walker, who we highlighted in the lineups, a career-long 51-yard romp, and it's 1st and goal for the Black Knights. On the option, the keep, and a touchdown. Kelvin Hopkins. What an opening march for Army.
This Navy defense has to be in shock. They started out the game, got him in 3rd and long. Everything they talked about. This game was a 3rd down game, and all of a sudden, one big play, and Army scores on the opening drive. Not like a lot of them where they take 10 plays. They did this in just 5.
Abercrombie's point after is up and good. 2.5 minutes into the game. Jeff Monken's Black Knights strike first, and as Gary said, they strike in a hurry. First a 17-yard pass to pick up the first down. Then it was Walker, 51 yards down to the 10. Kelvin Hopkins, the quarterback, from the 10-yard line, says it's all mine, fellas. Touchdown, Army. The Black Knights 7 up. Looking for a sports network without yelling and hot takes? Try CBS Sports HQ, the 24/7 network committed to making you a smarter fan. Just news, stats, highlights, picks, and fantasy advice, always on, always free. Watch on CBS Sports app now. And each week, Gary will be along following our game, including today's matchup between Army and Navy, as Army's got a 7-0 lead after an 82-yard drive in just 5 plays. Landon Salyers to kick for the Black Knights. Malcolm Perry and Taj Malloy back deep for the midshipmen. Short kick, going to be fielded around the 14 by Perry. Straight up the middle to the 30. And that's where Navy will go to work. And it all starts for them with Zach Abey, guy Gary talked about. 2 years ago, made his first start in this game, and he struggled in the first half, had a great second half. He was in because Will Worth was out with a broken foot. And now he's the man and a chance to go out in style. If he can upset the Black Knights, they'll start at the 30-yard line.
He actually credited Will Worth with keeping him in the game during that game, keeping his confidence up.
Nelson Smith, maybe a yard as we check the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Joining Zach Abey, the rest of the group looks like this. Gargiulo, who didn't play in this game a year ago because they just had a different strategy as far as how they wanted to work the game, and I bet he's chomping at the bit right now. Defensively for the Black Knights, there's the lineup. Nautigal, their leading tackler, and he leads the team in sacks as well, the senior. And maybe out to the 35 is Nelson Smith.
Yeah, on both of those plays, the Army linebackers were attacking the line of scrimmage, almost guessing that Navy would run the ball between the tackles, and they were right. Malcolm Perry kept them off balance, but right now with Abey, look at those linebackers. Attack and blow up the play.
And it was Nautigal, the guy we just talked about, that made the stop. For him, his 74th tackle of the year. 3rd down and 5. Navy a 39% third down conversion. End around is coming, and now a pass. Got a man out there and open. That's going to be pass interference.
Yes, it is.
But it'll be an automatic first down.
And you know what it could have been? It could have been a touchdown. It was underthrown, and very fortunate for Army for just a 15-yard penalty on this one, because that play had a big play. Now,
pass interference, defense, number 51. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Mike Martin, the fullback, was wide open, underthrow, and actually a good penalty, but a good throw there. Remember, Army made the big play when it presented themselves. That time Navy had a chance to match it.
They called 51 on the penalty. It was 56, Kenneth Brinson. And it was Mike Martin who was wide open. They put more air into that ball. As Gary said, it's a touchdown. He's walking in. As it is, they get the first down at midfield. And Gargiulo in there at the fullback spot behind Abey. And Abey's going to keep it himself. Might have gotten a yard.
This Army defense knows this fullback lead quarterback keep offense better than anyone.
Yeah, they do.
They face it every day in spring football, all fall. It's just secondhand to them. Navy's going to have to open up the game a little bit to keep this Army defense off balance.
2nd down and 9 at the 49 of Army. The two wide receivers, you might not hear a lot about them. Ryan Mitchell and Michael Cooper are out there right now. High snap. Abey handled it, and now he's going to pitch it late. Not sure how they even got that off, but it's not going to get anything anyway. A loss of a yard. Trey Walker stopped by James Gibson.
First shotgun snap of the day, as you see Abey tell the court center, Freddie Higgins, that time a little too high, could not handle it, threw all of the timing off on the play. And as Trey Walker gets the football, there was no chance. Abey had no chance, that's for sure.
That's right.
And that quick of an option like that just isn't going to work.
Zach Abey, his last time out, had a career high 167 passing yards. Against Tulane. He might have to put one up here because it's 3rd and 10.
But he had 2 interceptions in this game in the first half last time as well.
Here comes his throw. Man out there. Broken up. Incomplete. Intended for Taylor Jackson. And no flags.
Had a chance. Should have been thrown low to the outside. It was high to the inside. And on that play, Mike Reynolds says, I eat that one up. No, not going to get it. Not on a bad throw like that. Got to be a little more accurate than that.
Owen White comes in to punt. Mike Reynolds waits back on the other end at the 10-yard line for Army. Army shifts on their defensive front. Flags fly. Let's see if somebody moved on Navy's side. We get a false start.
False start, offense. Number 22, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Jerry Magalanis is the referee from the ACC. So he's got a little more room to kick. Army's got everybody up except Mike Reynolds. They bring some heat. He got the kick away. They're just going to have to let this one bounce. And it actually took an Army hop, and Navy downs it there. So they've got it back. Black Knights with a 7-0 lead in the football when we come back.
Sorry! Captain, we developed an app to control the game. It's live.
So if we want to sack the quarterback right now, all we have to do is touch that button.
Yes, sir.
The quarterback goes back, and he's sacked. The Army quarterback is
Did that just happen? Captain, I think we need a Navy touchdown.
He's at the 5, he's at the 3, he's in for a touchdown. Navy scores, Navy scores.
This is going to be a game changer.
They could have had an app on that last series and a couple of those passes. They could have had a touchdown, I think.
Just push that button a little harder each time.
Got to mash it a little bit. 7-0. President Trump having a good time with the cadets. On the Army side in the first half, the Navy side in the second half.
Just how odd was that first drive by Army? Army leads the nation in 10-play drives, 26 of them, #1 in the country. That time only a 5-play drive, not like they usually play.
Andy Davidson for about 2. Hudson Sullivan in on the tackle.
When we talked to Coach Niumatalolo about this football game, I mentioned those stats that you said about third down. 57% conversion rate, 91% on fourth down.
Yeah.
I said, isn't that the game? And he said, that's all we've talked about all week is third down, and they get hit for that third down pass.
Exactly. 2nd down and 8 here. Little draw to Walker. Didn't pay off. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
I felt last year in the snow, the Navy defense could not use their slanting and stunning game as much as they wanted to. You see how they moved right there?
Yep.
Just that little half step to the side. I think they feel much better about this type of field to use their quickness against the Army offense.
Last time Army had a 3rd down like this, Hopkins got a 17-yard completion. 3rd down and 6 here. This is going to be the option pitch. Trying to get to the edge, but no doing.
Wow,
nice job by Sean Williams.
What a play. Captain of the defense, Sean Williams, one-on-one tackle. You got to make those, and should put this Army team who do not like to punt at 4th down. A one-on-one tackle should put him in. You know, for both of these punters on 4th down, when it comes up, the punter doesn't put his helmet on.
No, they have to wait and see.
Exactly. Like, I'm not doing that unless you tell me.
In this case, they've got him out there. Nick Schrag averaging over 44 a kick when he does punt. He'll get this one away inside his own 20. And fair catch taken by Springer at around the 35-yard line. 7:21 remaining in the first quarter. Some of the highlights before the game. The flyover. The Navy SEALs and the Army parachutists and the Black Knight helicopters. What a scene. Tomorrow, CBS Super Bowl season heats up. It's all about the playoffs now. Ravens battle Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. Phillip Rivers and Red Hot Chargers trying to keep pace. Complete playoff picture. You can watch the NFL Today. JB and Nate and Boomer and Phil and Bill, and it all powered by Ram. NFL Today powered by Ram, noon Eastern tomorrow. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie Urdahl with you for Army-Navy 7-0 Black Knights.
Story of the game so far, you have an opportunity to make a play. Calvin Hopkins did it on his pass. This time, Malcolm Perry has the opportunity. Remember, he played quarterback a year ago, aimed it. Receiver had to completely stop for it. They got a penalty on it, but they should have gotten an opportunity to score.
A new opportunity right now at the 35-yard line, midway through the first quarter. Zach Abey in the shotgun. Actually, it's Malcolm Perry. Perry taking it wide, and now trying to cut back inside, and that was a lot of work for 2 yards.
Well, especially they remember Malcolm Perry from a year ago when he had all those game-breaking runs, and they try to get him. When we talk to the Army players about Perry when he goes in at quarterback, and they say, we treat it as a wildcat. He's the tailback, and we're expecting him to run the football.
There's what Gary was talking about last year. 250 yards on 30 carries in the snow. Only got a yard out of that last one. 2nd down and 9, and now it's Abey under center. Drop back off play action. Got time. Lofts it near sideline. Almost intercepted. It was intended for Perry. And number 10 breaks it up from number 10. Mike Reynolds on the defensive stop.
And McReynolds saw the wheel route all the way. He came off his player, the safety right there, and almost got the interception. Good coverage by the linebacker and the safety. Nautical on one side and Reynolds on the other. That's great defense. So 3rd and long again.
Yep. Not where they want to be. They've been behind the sticks the entire first quarter so far. Combined pass attempts the last couple of years. It's an air raid we got going on here.
Exactly.
3rd and 9. Gargiulo going to be short of the first down. Now do they? I don't think they make a decision here. They got to punt this on this side of the field.
You know, I watched 2 or 3 games of Navy, and I said, what's the difference from the Navy teams that were going to bowl games and Coach Niumatalolo was so successful? I think a couple areas. Number 1 is they don't have that quarterback they had before.
Yeah.
Keenan Reynolds was a special player. But number 2, the schedule they play, holy cow.
Yeah, it was tough. 3 and 9, 2 and 6 in the AAC. There's a lot of teams on there that are in bowl games. Did they hit the punter? They did. The flag flies in. Will it be roughing? It's not going to matter, I don't think. It's going to be a first down either way.
It is. That's a silly play by Army on that situation. When you have less than 5 yards, you must be very careful rushing the punter. You're going to get the ball back. You can't make a mistake like this. This is really a turnover for Army.
Running into the kicker. Defense, number 13. 5-yard penalty. Results, first down, Navy.
Chris Skyers runs into the punter. As you see it from another angle, and there's no doubt about this. He tried to pull up, but
he did. He was blocked and he got off balance. But when you come from the outside and you're less than 5 yards on that play, you have to be very careful. That's literally a turnover for this Army team.
A freebie first down. Jeff Monken not happy.
And the formula for Army is no negative plays, no turnovers, no penalties. That's when they get hurt.
So it's a first down at the 47 for the midshipmen. Abey's got Nelson Smith behind him. And Nelson Smith it is for 2, maybe 3, close to midfield.
They can't open up a yard here on this running game, can you? I mean, this is a Navy team that ran the ball against Notre Dame in the second half pretty successfully. But right now, so far, they cannot knock this defensive line off the line of scrimmage at all for Army.
Army's held 5 of their opponents under 100 yards on the ground. They're 12th in the country in rush defense, so they've done this all season long. Here's an end around to Perry. Trying to get a blocker in front. He's not going to get there. And he's going to lose a yard. He got whacked out of bounds. Nautical again over there to help on the stop along with Ramirez.
Well, on the sideline that time, the whole Army bench was waving for the safety to come up. They expected the jet sweep. Jay Bateman said that every Friday he watches the Navy tape. The Army defensive coordinator watches the Navy tape every Friday and puts down a few highlights of things they like to do. It looked like that time Army was in the huddle. They knew exactly what was coming.
Tell you what, Nautical can cover some ground with that linebacker spot. And And we're going to have a timeout with a third down upcoming. 4.5 remaining first quarter. Army leads by a touchdown. .430 remaining first quarter following the timeout. It's a 3rd down and 8 coming up for Navy. They've used a lot of different quarterbacks this year. Zach Abey starting right now, his 5th start. Malcolm Perry, we saw him take a direct snap. He started 5 games. Garrett Lewis started 3. Coach was trying to find anybody to give him a spark.
Yeah, and going back to that, you know, Keenan Reynolds, not an easy guy to replace, but that has been the story. And, you know, talking to the Navy people, they feel that Malcolm Perry was never quite comfortable at quarterback. He feels more comfortable playing slot, but they're still searching, especially in situations like this. 3rd and long. I don't know if they trust Abey to throw the ball in these situations.
They're going to have an eye backfield behind him right now. Taj Malloy is the tailback, but it's Abey rolling left and throwing left and intercepted. Picked up by Jalen McClinton. McClinton heading the other way, and Army's got it back.
And that's why they don't trust him. A couple of interceptions 2 years ago. That time it was tipped by Reynolds. But he had a guy open in the flat for a 1st down, and Abey went to the harder throw. Watch right here as he rolls out. He's got a 1st down right there to the outside. He chooses the tougher throw. It's tipped by Reynolds on the play, but he had the guy to the outside. That's when you're Ivan Jasper, the offensive coordinator, going, I gave you the guy.
Yeah. All you got to do is deliver.
All you got to do is deliver that ball out there, and we had a 1st down.
So now the Black Knights take over on the interception, which is only their 4th of the year, by the way, as a team. And it's going to be a loss on the play thanks to Sean Williams, as Hopkins is dropped for a loss.
Well, we talked to you about Heflin and Sullivan being the 2 leading tacklers at the linebacker position, but the number 3 tackler on this team is Sean Williams, the senior captain. He's the guy that calls the secondary. He knows where the strength is. He's the one that has to set up this defense from that secondary strong safety position.
Making his 37th start, Sean Williams. Hopkins play action. Wants to throw, flares it out, and drops. Kel Walker, he would have had a 1st down and then some, although Williams was waiting on him.
Jeff Bucket says, just look it in. Just look it in.
He jumped, but he maybe didn't have to.
You know, I think that's the call. I think you're exactly. I was going to say he jumped too soon. He thought the ball was coming faster, and he was almost coming down. Kind of a little off balance.
So there's an opportunity that goes by the boards, and it forces a 3rd and long again. 3rd down at 12. Hopkins straight drop. Fires far sideline. Underthrown, but he got it to him. Complete. Kel Walker again. And a 1st down.
We visited with Kelvin Hopkins on the phone, and he was a high school passing quarterback. And I asked him, were you aware that Army does not throw the ball when you sign with us? He said, yeah, I did. I wanted to go to the academy. And he said, I thought they might open up the offense for me just a little bit. And they have. You can see he's got a nice arm.
And so 2 big plays by number 5 already. A 51-yard run and now a 25-yard reception. And it's 1st down Army at the Navy 44. Hopkins will keep it himself. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Boy, it's tough sledding between the tackles in this game so far.
Jarvis Polu was the first guy there, and then everybody else came flying in.
Can you root him off? Not that time. Not even an inch of movement.
Talking with defensive coordinator Dale Pearson the other day, he was talking about the 2 guys you highlighted, Heflin and Sullivan. He said those guys not afraid to wear the old neck rolls. They both got them on out there. Number 54, number 53. In a tough 3 yards, and one of those 2 guys, Heflin, along with Villalobos, in on the stop. And third down coming up.
Well, remember a year ago, Heflin did not play the first half of this football game. He had
That's
a
right.
targeting the week before, and we looked at the stats and go, what the heck?
Yeah, he had one tackle.
It doesn't make sense.
Forgot that he missed the first half. But you know what? 2 years ago, he had 12.
Yeah.
He's kind of on pace for that today.
You know, he wasn't allowed on the field. He said, I was in the locker room watching it on TV.
Third down and 7. Been a bunch of third and longs for both teams so far. Hopkins, will he pitch? Nope, he'll keep. And he's close. And he'll probably go now because it's 4th down and 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the offense. Remember, they're 90% on 4th downs. Nice job inside. Bryce Holland got his little reach block on the nose tackle and allowed Hopkins to turn it up and put it in that situation. And usually what you get from this close is the sneak and the push.
4th down and 1, and you saw the stat, and Gary mentioned it already. They're looking for their 31st conversion on 4th down this year. That's like 10 years for some teams. There is the push, and there's the first down.
Yep.
Wolfo picks it up. They'll move the sticks.
It's old school offense with modern day analytics. That's basically what Army runs. They know on offense when they get the ball what they're going to do. Like right now, the offensive coordinator says, I know if it's less than a yard and a half, 2 yards on 4th down, I'm going to go for it. That's a nice way to call plays. When you're confident like that, Brent Davis says, I just know when I'm calling 1st down, what I have available on 4th down.
We're going to switch ends. We played a quarter. And right now, Army's got it going their way. 3 quarters away from 3 straight, but a lot of football left. 7-0, end of the first quarter. We'll return to Philadelphia after this message and a word from your local station.
I'm Taylor Heflin, inside linebacker for Navy. This is my last game ever, and I'm leaving it all on the field. Go Navy!
Seven 0 end of the first quarter. I want that guy on my side. In fact, I'll take all these guys.
Even his hat's crooked.
I know.
Like a linebacker,
he
right?
doesn't care. Jessup, Georgia, they wear him that way. First quarter, big plays for Army, big misses for Navy.
That's the story. There were 3 opportunities that Navy had in that first quarter, and they were 0 for 3. Army 2 for 2 on the big chances. They can't make the plays for you. The coaches call the plays, but they can't make them.
Here we are at the booth. Karen, George, Dave, Dick, Barb, Mackenzie, Kira. We got a house full. Clint. This is what makes it all go, folks.
Yeah.
Barb's up there behind the camera. Dick's on that camera over there.
It's really not that cold, but they got us these new jackets.
Yeah, I appreciate
and I
it.
thought we should wear them.
Yeah, from Mr. Klein and from CBS. Thanks, Calvin. It isn't. It's pretty nice out.
Yeah,
last year we were freezing to death.
Yes, I would have liked this one last year.
2nd down and 8 for Army at the 30-yard line. Wolfolk behind Hopkins. Hopkins straight drop. Gonna throw. Got a man out there and he overshot him. It would have been a touchdown to Christian Hayes. So Army misses on a big play.
Yeah, that crossing route, just bring one guy across right there, clear it out, and he's got him all the way. He actually bumped into the receiver to slow him down to make it not as close. Sullivan with that protection on his left hand. Hudson Sullivan has kind of struggled all year with injuries.
Yeah.
Got wrapped up with that left arm right there.
Broke that wrist and then came back and played after it had sort of healed and broke it again. And he's still out there making tackles or causing mayhem, at least in the backfield. Here's a quarterback draw. Hopkins, a little bit of room, goes by the umpire, and he's got a first down around the 17.
You know, just impressions. I mean, I only watched a couple games of them. This Army offense is so much more varied than it was a year ago. They do so many different things to keep you off balance. Calvin Hopkins is a real weapon at quarterback. He's willing to take the punishment. He runs the option. They don't really run the option as much as they did maybe 5 years ago, neither team. But his ability to throw has really made this a different football team.
As you see, he's done both today. 42 in the air, 30 on the ground, including 13 there to pick up a first down. At the Navy 17, Army threatening again. Hopkins one more, and then he got popped by Juan Haley from the secondary. A little pushing and shoving, it's getting a little chippy.
Just the normal plays, the regular offense, you know, the top half of your play chart when you're calling plays for Brent Davis, they're not there. The regular stuff Navy's handling, it's the kind of the exotics that's working for Army right now.
No doubt.
See if Navy tries to bring a little pressure here on second down.
They've gone 51 yards on this drive to a 2nd and 9 at the 16. Hopkins gives it off to Walker. Nothing doing there. Going to be 3rd and long.
Well, we talked about the future Marines in the middle of that scuffle. You know how they say first guy off the bus, you want, you know, your biggest guys?
Yeah.
I want those two guys, the first guy off the aircraft.
So 3rd down and long, we've said it a lot already.
Yeah, and this is unusual, but remember last time it was a quarterback draw. Navy will probably bring the heat here. They've got to get that ball out of Hopkins' hands as quick as they can.
You have 3 receivers, including Walker in the slot. Hopkins, quick drop, waits, almost waited too long, but he got it out there. He dropped it.
Yes, he did.
Incomplete. Intended for Asbury. There's the drop right through his hands.
Yes, it was. And he waited so patiently for that throw. Pressure right at the end of it.
Villalobos put it right in the chest of Hopkins as he let go of the ball. So now it's a field goal drive for Abercrombie, who's 7 of 7 so far on the year. Make it 7 out of 8. Misses from 33. Still 7-0 Army.
Back in Philadelphia, just under 12 minutes to play here in the first half. Army with the lead by a touchdown. The unveiling of the jerseys in this game in particular is one of the most exciting aspects of this game. We'll touch on both, but we'll start with Army celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Big Red One, one of the most important infantry divisions within the Army. They were the first American units to directly fight Germans in World War I. They were also integral in ending World War I, and it's extra special for us today. We have a live feed in Poland of the current Big Red One infantry division of Army, and they are watching this game here on CBS. Pretty cool, guys.
There's a little bit of a delay. These guys are going to realize they're on TV in a minute. We salute you, fellas. There we got it. Yeah. There we go. There's the Big Red One. That original group was ordered by President Woodrow Wilson back in World War I. Well, normally one of the top rushing teams in the country, Navy, 3rd behind Army and Georgia Tech, and today not so good.
Yep, 14 yards to this point.
There's 2 more for Nelson Smith.
That ball come out. Did it come out?
And we don't have an indication completely yet. They walk it into the end zone. Kenneth Brinson does.
2nd down.
And blown dead, or he was down, one of the 2.
Well, Brinson in schoolwork is not wrong very often, so let's see if he's wrong on this one. He's good. One of the scholar athletes handed off. And I think his forward progress was stopped.
Yeah,
I think that's a good call.
He's laying on top of the pile that blew the whistle. Maybe 2 more for Gargiulo.
You know, I mentioned that, you know, these 2 teams started running the triple option. That was the base of their offense. They don't run it that much anymore. I wonder if Ivan Jasper will call it a couple times, because they're having trouble getting outside this Army attacking defense right now.
Navy's 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. There's a reason why. They had 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. And that 3rd and 8 became an interception. This time it's 3rd and 7.
Avey going out at wide receiver on this one.
Comes down to the bottom of your screen. That means it's Malcolm Perry to take the direct snap unless they call timeout. They're going to have to. They ran out of time.
Yeah, not a good look when your quarterback goes the wrong way.
Supposed to know where you go when you're the quarterback. For those fans that couldn't find a ticket to today's game, what do? Well, you find a watch party. A few miles from here at the Philadelphia Armory, about 1,000 fans of both Army and Navy have gotten together to enjoy the festivities, watch the game, and enjoy a Chick-fil-A. Next best thing to being at the stadium. I could use one of those right now myself.
Yeah.
We had to get to the stadium about 5 hours before the game today because of the security with President Trump coming. I'm a little hungry right now, to be honest with you. Hope you're having fun out there, the Army guys.
And this Army defense has been hungry all day, and they've been eating up this Navy running attack. They've attacked the line of scrimmage. Nautical has been almost unblockable, stringing things out. They've tried the fullback, nothing inside, and running down the jet sweep by Malcolm Perry. There's been opportunities, but they've been misses, a couple of bad throws, and a couple of bad decisions. One of them led to an interception on 3rd down.
We said 107 yards a game, 12th in the country, and today nothing for Navy on the ground. Basically nothing. 3rd down and 7. Navy's going to keep it, and he's not going to get near the 1st down. He's about 4 yards shy. Chandler Ramirez, one of the guys in on the stop, along with Cole Christensen. And it brings out Owen White again to punt.
When Zach Abey was really rolling, it was, I remember back to that 2017 Air Force game where he ran for 214 yards, passed for 86. Remember, he hit Tyler Carmona right at the end of the game to win the game. That's when he was at his best. But, you know, he's got banged up, replaced, and just doesn't seem to be on all cylinders right now.
White, who was run into on his last punt, gets this one away cleanly. Fielded at the 30 by Reynolds and dropped at the 31. Nice punt coverage. Nash on the tackle. 7-0. 9:42 remaining first half. Army in front. On the field earlier today was Brandon Adam, a proud Army veteran. He's one of the many disabled vets receiving specially adapted homes through the Home Depot's partnership with the Steve Sillard Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Here's a closer look at how the Home Depot Foundation and its partners are serving those who have served all of us. It's Do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot.
We found 2 AEDs. We just missed the 3rd one. I'm the luckiest man on earth. I got to come home. These homes were not built for guys like me. People don't understand how different this house is going to be for me. This home, it's a generational gift. This home will be in my family forever. You guys move mountains, and your work means more than you ever could know.
That's so cool. Brandon and his wife and 2 adorable little girls had breakfast with the crew and us this morning. There's Coach Monken over before the game. A handshake and a hug.
And he passed him one of those cool coins, too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, you got one of those, I think, don't you?
I don't know where it is. You looked at it, and I don't remember where it is since then. Just saying.
Oh, boy. So we got 9:42 remaining in a half. Army back on the attack. But you know, it was a win actually for the Navy defense on that last drive, because Army went 51 yards, used 7.5 minutes, and didn't get any points.
It's really been 2 plays so far in this game for Army.
Right.
The Navy defense is held in there fine.
Folk. Man, talk about paying the price for a yard. It was Polo who hit him first, and then Villalobos from the other side.
I'll tell you, the nose tackle that time, one of the substitutes rotating in for Darrell Davis, number 99. Watch his penetration on the play. Actually runs past the ball clear and allows everybody else to clean up the tackle. When you can't handle the nose in this option offense, you have problems running your offense. Great play that time.
A touchdown to open things up after 3 big plays, then a punt and a missed field goal. So they've sputtered since that opening drive, to a degree anyway. And timeout taken by Army, as Hopkins didn't like the looks of something. So Army takes its first timeout with just under 9 minutes remaining in the first half. They scored first. It's the only score we've had. Army by 7.
I'm Jeff Monken, Army's head coach, and I want to send a shout out, a hello, and a hooah to all of our men and women serving all over the world in the United States Army. Go Army, beat Navy.
And what a job he has done in his 5th season as the head coach of Army. They're on their way. If they win this game, it would be back-to-back 10-win seasons.
Yeah, and last year's team did not get into the top 25. They didn't finish at the end of this one. If they win this football game, this Army team will finish in the top 25 and will have to be considered in all of the great teams in the history of this Army football.
No doubt, and they'd be in the top 25 preseason poll next year as well. But we still got a lot of football remaining. 8:54 here in the quarter.
Kyler Murray will attest to them being a tough team.
Yeah. Overtime back on September 22nd. That's the last time they lost to the Sooners, 28-21. Second down and 9. Straight drop by Hopkins. Backpedaling, and throwing it out of bounds. Nice pressure by Polu again. Well, we're going to test your knowledge with today's Aflac trivia question, which is, who were the last players from Army and Navy to win the Heisman Trophy? Talking about the 3 Heisman finalists coming up with Zook and the guys at halftime. We'll let you chew on that one for a while.
Don't you feel if you're an Army or Navy fan, you'd be embarrassed not to know that question?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Might not know the other team, but I think you better know yours.
3rd down and 9. Don't want to make a mistake here if you're Hopkins. And he's going to run with it now. Couldn't find a man open, and he's not going to get there, but it's 4th down and 3, maybe 4.
Taylor Heflin again, number 54. He's out in space. He has to cover his guy, and he can't commit too soon. But when you're a senior, you've seen all these spread offenses all year. You know how to play it, and Heflin makes the open field tackle. Kind of similar to the way Sean Williams did earlier.
Right.
And they get another stop.
Heflin closing in on 100 tackles on the season. Nick Schrage to kick. Springer camps out of this one's going to have to call a fair catch and has to dive for it at the 15-yard line. Tuesday on CBS, one agent goes deep undercover in an exciting new episode of FBI. Tuesday after NCIS, only CBS.
Well, I continue to wonder what Navy does to look for some offense here. You know, I mean, what are they going to do? Ivan Jasper's been in this calling plays here for Navy for, what, 19 years as offensive coordinator. He's got to get a grip on how to get this Army defense kind of out of sync. So far, they're handling everything.
AB will keep it close to 4. Second down and a long 6 coming up.
You know what that Navy defensive line, Oyatuga, Wright, and Patterson are doing? They're keeping their feet. They're not getting cut down. So when Avey tries to run that cutback from the quarterback position, there's no room. There's no lane for him to cut back in.
Oyatuga, one of the guys Gary talked about in the open, made that last stop. Navy, a punt, an interception, and a punt. That's not what they were looking for today. 2nd and 6, blitz, whoops. That's going to be a free 5 for the midshipmen.
Yep, and that changes it up again. Instead of 2nd and 8, what, 2nd and 2 or 3 on this play, trying to time that blitz out. And this time, just not good enough by Colton
Offside
Christensen.
defense, number 54, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Junior out of Suffolk, Virginia. One of the captains. First junior captain they've had since 2015. So a long one now. Gargiulo, they're going to pitch it though on the edge to Walker, and he got there for the first down. Out near the 30.
Well, Trey Walker, once he took his knee brace off, he was struggling with that offseason surgery. Without the knee brace, he's got his quickness back. Allows him to get outside. Malcolm Perry, number 10, is the lead blocker. He's just not big enough to knock anybody down, but he got in the way just enough to make the first down.
Walker had that ACL and meniscus damage back in September of 17. And like Gary said, he's finally back. It takes a while, especially at the running back spot. First down. Gargiulo got about 4.
Again, that attacking linebacker from the outside, I think it was Nautical that time, number 19, timing up that snap and just running across the guard's face and kind of blowing the play up. Yes, it is Nautical, number 19. See how he gets in the backfield, reaches out and grabs a leg.
Nautical out of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. And he is a tackling machine.
Yeah, Jay Bateman, the defensive coordinator, says, I believe my bunch this year is better than last year's.
Last year's were pretty good.
Yeah, you got it.
High snap. Here comes an end around to the big fella, Michael Cooper. And Cooper's cut down in the backfield. Great defensive play by Elijah Riley.
Zach Abey was the receiver that time trying to get the block, and Riley says, no way. Here's Abey to the outside, and when he comes back on Riley, he can't clip him. He tries to push him, but he got away with it.
Loss of 5.
And you can't really blame Ivan Jasper for, trying to find some offense.
Right. Well, now let's see what it comes up with on 3rd and 11. Abey's been off the mark when he's thrown today. 0 for 3, including an interception. And he's 0 for 4 and almost got intercepted again.
Yeah, he had him. It would have been a good, tough throw over the middle of the field that time. Right in the middle, it was Taylor Jackson, number 89, that ran the route. Abey steps into it and watch, just sails it behind him and high.
So that brings out Owen White again, with Mike Reynolds waiting back on the other end at the 30. White's been too busy today. Reynolds waits and waits and takes at the 31 and down at about the 35 with just under 5 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Tomorrow on CBS, can a friend's suggestion bring a father and son together? New God Friended Me tomorrow after 60 Minutes, only CBS. And for those of you that know that I do those promos, I don't make those up. Our condolences to the family of longtime CBS Sports promo writer Keith Johnson, who passed away earlier this week. Known as KJ, Keith was part of the CBS family for 4 decades. We send our thoughts and prayers to his family and friends. 35-yard line, starting point for the Black Knights, who lead by 7. Darnell Woolfolk. He's battling his way, and he's still going. Got about 8 out of what looked like was going to be a yard.
Yeah, that's a little bit more what the Army offense that you're used to watching as you watch Woolfolk take that ball from that B-back position just running and making a few guys miss with those arm tackles. You know, when they played Oklahoma in that game we talked about, each team only had the ball 7 times because Army ran 87 plays to Oklahoma's 40 in that game. 45 minutes in regulation, they held the ball. So far, they've not been able to do that in this game.
Woolfolk is going to pick up a first down. Last year in this game, one team had 7 possessions and one team had 8.
Right. Was it 60 to 58 plays?
I think it was,
like yeah. Does not, the drama has not yet appeared in this game so far.
It's coming.
A lot of mistakes, open plays. It seems like so far to me the defense is controlling the game.
No doubt. But they couldn't control that first down run, so they have it at the 46-yard line. New fresh downs. Andy Davidson back in the backfield. And he'll get the call straight up the middle. Broken tackle. He's on his way for about 25. Andy Davidson. It's his longest run of the year.
You hammer. That time you follow the big guy, the pulling tackle, and you just, boom, make the play. Get into the secondary. Peyton Reeder that time, who was injured early in the game. Actually, it was the guard, Peyton Reeder, number 76, that pulled and made that block. And you follow it, and you make a big play from that B-back position.
Longest run he's had this year, 22 yards to the 32. And now it's Hopkins to keep. Got a yard, that's it. And again, 54 is part of the group. Heflin along with Sullivan, the 2 inside linebackers. And we're under 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
With this offense, you have to look up and say, you know, that might, in normal offense, 2.5 minutes might not be a big deal. But with this slow-moving offense, Army's lucky to have their 2 timeouts.
As you've probably seen, we've had huddles today. We don't see a lot of those.
Dale Pearson, defensive coordinator, said this is the first team they'll face that didn't go hurry up this year.
2nd and 9, play action. Hopkins in trouble, and he's swarmed under by the Navy defense. Sullivan, Heflin, and company are there.
Well, the 2 future Marines met in the backfield. The best friends. Heflin went to Hudson Sullivan's sister's wedding. That day they were wedding crashers. Today they were just the crashers. What 2 fun guys to watch.
Playing their 4th and last Army-Navy game.
Met each other 5 years ago when they went to Navy Prep.
What'd you say earlier? Marine ground for both of them?
Marine ground.
3rd down and a mile. Here's an end around. And broke a tackle. Hancock got back across the original line of scrimmage. That's about it. 4th down.
And you wonder if they go for it here on 4th down. It's not their usual position to go for it on 4th down, but after missing, you know, usually they want 4th and short.
Well, this is kind of no man's land. They don't have a kicker that can kick that far. And that's what they're going to do. 4th down and 9.
And this is the value of Kelvin Hopkins now. Thrown for the most yards under a Kelvin Monken offense. Coming in, 895 yards passing coming into this game. Let's see what he can do.
They're 1 for 1 on 4th today. Can they pick up 4th and 9?
Navy's going to take a timeout.
That will be their last one of the half, with 52 seconds remaining in the half. Tough game, tough yards to be had. There aren't many out there. Still, Army 7-0. A little bit earlier, we asked you our Aflac trivia question, which was, who were the last players from Army and Navy to win the Heisman Trophy? We've given you some time to think about it. Pete Dawkins in '58, Roger Staubach in '63. One team has had 2 Heisman winners. The other has had 3 in their illustrious history for these academies. 4th and 9. Hopkins steps up, fires, almost intercepted by Sean Williams. It's incomplete. And Navy takes over.
Yeah, good defensive coverage that time. Dropped in his zone. I thought Hopkins may run it, but he, right at the last minute, thought he might have a chance for the throw to the outside. Again, slightly behind. Ball needed to be thrown maybe a second earlier and more to the outside for any chance, but good defense. And Navy, who gets the ball to start the second half, I think has survived this first half.
No doubt.
Remember that first drive? They had a third down pass at the long run that time by Kel Walker. Now, the timeouts are not a big deal. They get the ball to start the second half. I would not want to make a mistake here at the end of the half.
Let's see if they just played ahead to the locker room. Gargiulo behind AB. And it will be the fullback. Straight ahead for 5. Don't forget, coming up, Zook and the guys with the Geico halftime report. The Heisman finalists will be there. And actually, Army at one point had back-to-back Heisman winners. And Kyle Murray's going, you know what? Baker won it last year. How about if we go back-to-back? Archie Griffin did it himself back-to-back. Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush did it back-to-back, but Reggie had to give his back.
I'm still upset they didn't invite Keenan Reynolds back.
I know you are.
Hard for me to watch anymore now.
2nd and 5. Gargiulo might have gotten the first down, but that probably is going to do it here for the half, which has been a tough one between these rivals. 364 days and 18 hours they wait for this, and now we played the first hour and a half of the 119th Army-Navy game, and it's the Black Knights at intermission heading to their locker room up by a touchdown. And the leading coach is with Jamie Erdahl.
Well, Coach, after an explosive drive early, how did your offense stall out, and how do you find your groove in the second half?
We had a few big plays on their first drive, and that's what did it. They're doing a good job. The off-tackle stuff with the quarterback, they're bottling up pretty good. We've popped out of there a couple of times, and we've had some chance to hit some passes, and we haven't done that. So we're doing some boneheaded things that we got to correct.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.
That's the end of the first half. 7-0 Army. Coming up, Geico halftime report. Adam, Rick, and BJ with the Heisman finalists Dwayne Haskins, Kyler Murray, and Tua Tagovailoa in our New York studio. That's coming up after this word from your local station. Army 7-0 here at halftime in Philadelphia. Let's take a look now at our military appreciation moment presented by USAA. Here's Jamie.
Brad, our very own Neil McCaffrey is celebrating his final football game with CBS this afternoon. Neil, or Sarge, as he's belovingly called on our crew, is a veteran himself. He joined the Marines in 1963 and fought in Vietnam. After the war, Sarge began his career at CBS, and over his 44 years, he's won 8 Emmys and has covered everything from presidential inaugurations to the Olympics to the Masters and U.S. Open tennis. Sarge, we salute you. Thank you for your time at CBS, and most importantly, thank you for your service to our country.
And it took me a year and a half to know that his first name wasn't Sarge. Hey, we're going to miss you, brother.
Yeah, we love him.
I'm not even buying the retirement. I think he'll be back. He's a special guy. We love him, and we wish him all the best. And now sounds of the game from the first half presented by T-Mobile.
Hopkins keeps it, runs left, comes back to the 5, heads to the end zone, touchdown Army!
And that cannon has only been fired once. 7-0, and that was on the opening drive for the Black Knights for the lead as we head into the third quarter. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson. You know, it feels like a game where the first time a linebacker misses a tackle, it might be the play of the game. But Navy's got to do something. They don't even have 40 yards of offense.
I don't know really what they do. Maybe think back to Zach the last time he played here 2 years ago. He was 1 for 3 with 2 interceptions. Today he's 0 for 3 with 1. But he came back, had a good second half. I looked it up. He was 5 for 7 throwing for 77 yards, and he rushed 13 times for 64 yards. They were losing that game 14-0. They actually took the lead in the second half. So stick with Zach may be the game plan. I don't know what else to say.
And moments ago, President Trump crossed over from one side to the other, as the commander-in-chief does when he is at this football game. So he went from the Army side. He'll be over on the Navy side for the second half. And Navy will have the football first as Landon Salyers will kick off. And it'll be returnable. Malcolm Perry from around the 10. Perry's got a little seam. Out across the 40. That's a spark for Navy on the opening play of the third quarter. Let's check in with Jamie.
Coach Ken Niumatalolo coming out of the half pleased with the effort Navy has been able to make in the secondary, especially getting some fingertips on balls in Army's passing game. Offensively, though, I asked about a spark, and I asked him in particular about any rotation we might see at that quarterback position. He had a sly smile. He said, we're just happy we start with the ball in the second half. So I'll just say what I saw, a sly smile.
Okay, well, they start with a good kick return at 31 yards, so they work from the 42-yard line. Here's Zach Abey on the keep. Got 2. And again, first guy there was Nautigal. First half trends. Calvin Hopkins was most of the offense for both teams, for that matter. 42 through the air, 30 on the ground. Navy third in the country in rushing and only 39 yards through 2 quarters. Combined pass attempts. Oh, they're lighting it up today, but we'll see if they throw more in the second half.
That's really the first time they've done that all day. Do the kind of the fake motion and look to the bench and try to call a different play. Haven't not shown that in the first half.
Gargiulo a yard shy of the first down. We talked about Gargiulo not playing in this game a year ago, a captain senior out of Freehold, New Jersey.
He was surprised. He did not know he would not play in the game, but with the shotgun offense they used with Malcolm Perry, coaching decision was that he didn't fit it. I think today that's what we're going to see, more going back to the Navy option offense.
Third down and a yard. Gargiulo in the backfield. Abey should have pitched it.
Misread. Yes, it was. Army is overplaying the quarterback keeper. Watch Elijah Riley come from the left side and just blow up the play and make the tackle. Corner on the play, just creases in there and makes the stop. Boy, a pitch right there, huh? That's how you called it. Round the corner, they'd have gone. Forces
a punt. Owen White to kick. Mike Reynolds back for Army. They back away from the punter this time. They don't want to give him another free one.
Yeah, I think that was one of the bonehead plays that Coach Munker was talking to Jamie about.
Well, the holidays are here, which means bowl season's just around the corner. CBS Sports Network presents the AutoNation Cure Bowl next Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, and the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl on December 29th. And then a couple of days later, we'll be in El Paso for the Sun Bowl. So, Commander-in-Chief has made it to the Navy side to spend some time over there here in the second half. Army's first possession here in the third quarter starts right at the 20-yard line.
And they had 180 yards in the first half, but only 98 after their first drive. They were bottled up after that first drive.
The pitch to the edge and nothing doing. Again, great play by Haley from the secondary.
Yeah, just string it out. The pitch wasn't there. Haley's there. Go to the fullback, not there. Get it wide. Oh, on that play, it did appear on that play that Cromartie, number 56, was really limping, starting outside linebacker. Desire Cromartie, number 56. Keep an eye on him.
Second and 11. Play action bootleg. Short pass is complete, and it's going to be a first down.
Zach Bubas with a first down for Army.
Really hard in modern football, even if you're running the triple option, not be able to keep the defenses a little honest with just a couple passes. You know, when you're 0 for 4 as Navy, you just can't find any plays against these. Since both defenses know the option and the quarterback keep and power so well, it looks again like those, you know, off schedule type plays are given the only thing that's working right now.
Yep. First down at the 33. Back to Woolfolk straight ahead.
We mentioned that most of their yards came on that first drive, and Calvin Hopkins showed you why he's so valuable, being able to make that throw under duress. That was a third down play, and then the quarterback keep gets it into the end zone. That first drive, and then after that, Navy handled them.
Yep. Quarterback comparison, 3 for 8 now for Calvin Hopkins. Second down at 5. He'll keep it and maybe got a yard if he's lucky.
Just looking at the passing chart of this game now admittedly last year was a snowstorm. Only 3 passes thrown in the game last year. We've already had 12 in this game.
Well, we have another one here. Third down at 4. They do bring in new receivers. Camden Harrison out there.
And Cromartie has not been in the game since that play when we saw him. I don't know if he pulled up with a hamstring or what, but he's out of the game.
Option the pitch to Woolfolk, trying to get to the edge. The stiff arm, and he got there. First down. Still going. Woolfolk all the way to the 43-yard line.
Well, here's a key buster that Navy has not shown. They put the slot back in motion, and then they go the opposite way. Slot back in motion, and then run the opposite option, misdirection, option to the outside. Nice little play to kind of keep in your bag and use when you need it. If you're Army, Brent Davis did a good job of saving some plays that he needed.
Nice run by Woolfolk to pick up 18 yards. And in Navy territory at the 43.
Marty back in the game.
Davidson comes in now for Woolfolk, and he'll get a carry on the inside. And guy you just talked about, Cromartie makes the stop.
Jarvis Polu, number 90, also in the middle of that from Las Vegas, Nevada, the senior, 290-pound. He also was starting his 40th game for this Navy football team as well.
He originally committed to Army. His dad was an Army guy, and he did a switcheroo to Annapolis.
He did. He committed to Rich Ellerson, the last head coach, and when the change, he made a change.
You look behind the Black Knights, who lead by a touchdown. They're at the Navy 41-yard line. Davidson, a couple. First guy was Hudson Sullivan again, number 53.
You know, we talk about Rich Ellerson. Jeff Monken was one of 5 head coaches for Army that was part of that 14-game losing streak. Todd Berry, Bobby Ross, Stan Brock, Rich Ellerson, and then Jeff, who finally got it turned around after a 14-game streak.
And back-to-back wins, trying to make it 3 in a row. They're trying to win their 10th game for the 3rd time ever.
Kind of believe they want to get half of it back here and then go for it on 4th down.
3rd and 6. Hopkins keeps it himself. First down inside the 30.
See, that's the value of the analytics that Army's doing. They feel confident in doing a quarterback keep to the outside. I don't even think this was an option. This was a keep all the way. He runs inside, and if he doesn't get it, they're going for it on 4th down.
Nice blocking up front and a pickup of 11 and a first down at the 28 in Navy.
The option offense, as you look at time of possession, as we said, Army just controlled the ball the whole game against Oklahoma.
Army leads the nation in time of possession, by the way, too, over 39 minutes a game.
Diving over the top, our guy Hudson Sullivan that time. There he goes, 53, diving over the top. A little extracurricular to the outside there. Pushing and shoving.
A little bit of ripping.
Yep.
These linebackers, I want all these guys on my side.
Totally.
Yeah.
They are going to be all on our
they are on our side. Yeah.
You got it.
I don't plan on getting in any trouble, but I'll take them all with me if I could. And Hopkins again on a first down run to the 15.
How pretty is that? You really got to learn to appreciate this type of offense. You bang the fullback up there, and then you follow the trailing back who just went in quick motion to make it almost a quarterback isolation. Just follow Kel Walker, so you bang it inside, and then you follow the slot back who came in motion. Jeff Monken and Kenny Niumatalolo, by the way, both called plays for Paul Johnson in this offense.
Paul Johnson, who just retired from Georgia Tech. Back to the inside to Davidson. So right now, Kelvin Hopkins has mixed it up. He's completed the passes he needed. He's got big first down runs. And things are rolling for the Black Knights right now with 6 minutes and change remaining in the third quarter.
And this, if you've watched Army football all year, this is what you've seen all year. Now, this will be their, well, they've had 11 plays. They've held the ball. Now it's going to be, when they finish this play, it's going to be close to 7 minutes. This is what Army offense usually looks like. You can't get the ball back from these guys.
You can't score if you don't have the ball.
Got it.
2nd and 8. This time Hopkins hitting the backfield, and down he goes, and it's Heflin again. Boy, what a football player.
Heflin and Sullivan, 54-53. Watch them right there. Army has the least number of negative plays in all of college football. They're averaging less than 4 a game. That's what gets them off track, a negative play.
Negative back to 3rd down and almost 12 now. The Navy fans trying to come to life here for their defense. They know they need to stop. In the gun is Hopkins. Going to give it off to Walker, and he's going nowhere again, courtesy of Fagot, the other outside linebacker, a freshman.
True freshman. Diego Fagot was the first guy that, but it was stoned. Army's thinking, can we get 3 or 4? Nothing in the hole. Taylor Heflin was there, forced him the other way, and Fagot cleans it up, and Army's forced to go for this field goal. Remember, they missed a chip shot before.
They missed from 33. Got a guy down, and it's Pittman, one of the defensive tackles. We'll check on him when we come back. Earlier today from our Chick-fil-A pylon cam, the Apache helicopters overhead. There's so much to watch before the game here. If you've never done Army-Navy, put it on your bucket list. You can sit here for 4 hours before the game starts and have just as much fun as you do watching the football game itself. 7-0. And it's a field goal attempt. John Abercrombie earlier from almost the same spot, only the other end of the field. 33-yarder. And he pushed it to the right. This time on the other end of the field. Once they come out there, we think it's going to be about 34.
On the miss, the snap was perfect on the extra point. Zach Potter, number 17, did a good job smothering the snap and getting it up.
Those guys are smothering each other over there on the sideline, hoping for another missed field goal. Zach Potter's older. John Abercrombie, a senior out of Phoenix. This will be a 33-yarder. Let's see if he can hit this one to try to give Army a 10-point lead. Snap's good, holds clean, the kick is perfect. 3 more for the Black Knights. He missed the first one from 33, but on the other end of the field, right down the middle. A 64-yard drive in 14 plays. As Gary said, took a long time, over 8 minutes. They'll take the 3. It's 10-0. And in Poland, it's good. Getting late in the third quarter. After the field goal, Army now leads 10-0.
And what will spark this Navy offense. So far, only 24 plays in the game, have not converted a third down in the game.
They had a good kick return to open the third quarter. Maybe they can pop one open here. And taken at the 4-yard line. A little stumble by Malloy. And he's not going to make it to the 20. Out to the 19. And a little extracurricular after the kick return. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans brings you today's Scholar Athletes. Gary talked about both these guys in the open. Andrew Wood from Navy and Kenneth Brinson from Army. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans showing their commitment to the investment of our future by donating $1,000 to Navy and Army's General Scholarship Fund. And there they are on the field. Smart and class and tough on the gridiron. Toss to Perry. Got 2 or 3. Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, we promised to highlight the Navy uniforms coming into this game as well, and theirs is in honor to Bill the Goat. You see on their helmets and on their cleats that the blanket that both the goats are wearing are highlighted on the Navy jerseys today. The goat has been Navy's official mascot since 1893, so they had to honor Bill the Goat. Now there's 2 of them.
That first one was El Cid, the Chief, way back in 1893, and those are sweet helmets.
They are nice.
2nd and 7, straight up the gut. Gargiulo is about a yard shy of the first down. James Gibson put him down.
Same play they ran last possession with the fake motion. Check out which way they want to go. Call the play at the line of scrimmage. But can they make the third down? 0 for 6 so far in the game.
At least this is a short one. 3rd and 1.
Do you give it to 38, just batter ram it up there?
I think I would. Nope, going to pitch it to the edge. And they get the first down. Trey Walker.
Well, that's what they needed. The spark that this team needed was a little hope. And hope is a first down. This Army defense is 3rd in the country at 27%, stopping the opposing team from making them, and they were right on that today now.
Boy, he made a nice decision to cut it upfield, or he was going to run into 4 black jerseys over there on the edge. But put his foot in the ground and broke it upfield, got it to the 34 and a first down.
Nautical again, faking that crack up the middle.
Aby, the pitch. Same guy out of the way. Walker 3 more.
I'll tell you, you've got to be able to get outside the play, and that's exactly what happened on that play. You get outside of it and turn it back in and let your helpers make the defensive play.
That wasn't Walker, that was Taj Malloy, beg your pardon. So they're up to 62 yards, but they're 200 and something behind what they normally have in a given game. We're going to have flags.
2 guys moving at the same time.
And you can do that in Canada.
You can, but you don't want to snap it when
Ball
they're going
start, offense, number 25. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They don't want to make it any harder on themselves than they already have.
And these type of offenses, you know, I think it was Malloy that time that was probably Taj Malloy was going the wrong direction and comes out of the football game. Malcolm Perry comes back in.
2nd down and 13. Do they just try to slam it and get half of it back, or do they put it in the air?
Yeah, and you know the negative play that the Navy defense produced a field goal. Let's see what the negative play does here on the illegal procedure. Does for Navy.
2nd down and 13. They are going to try to pass. Aby fires too high, intercepted. Tiptoeing out of bounds with the interceptions, Mike Reynolds.
What a catch. He stopped it one-handed and then catches it. Right here he is. Got him on it. 10 against 10. Ball's too high. Perry jumps but never sticks his hands up. And then a one-hand interception. I guess Perry said, I can't even touch that one. And Zach Aby, the Navy quarterback, that position continues to be the difference. They are struggling in this game.
The senior out of Dothan, Alabama, with a big turnover. And Army's got a 10-point lead in the ball when we come back.
college football on CBS. The Army-Navy game, presented by USAA, is sponsored by The Mule, Smile Direct Club, Taco Bell, and by America's Navy. And back in Philadelphia, about 2.5 hours ago, Pete Radovich put together that brilliant piece about what it means to be, for these young men and women, to be in the military. And here on the football field, we're 1:37 remaining in the third quarter, and it's all Army so far. They got the ball back after that interception. And now the pitch on the edge. Kel Walker, who had a big play in the first half, a 51-yard run, and he's got a first down.
Yeah, successfully defended. That's about as good as you can do on the triple option that time. Right at the last second, the tackle's made, but it's still a positive gain. And right now, the Navy football team, Kenny Niumatalolo, realizes that one more touchdown could be curtains in this football game.
Yeah, they've only run 2 plays in Army territory, Gare, and both were from the 49-yard line. Right. Both lost a yard, so they haven't had any penetration at all. And now they're staring down a 10-0 hole, and Army looking for more. Woolfolk, he'll get it inside the 45. And we might have one more play in the third quarter.
And we will see. We haven't gotten to that situation yet where, you know, it's one of those gutsy fourth down calls, and Coach Niumatalolo says Jeff is fearless going for it on fourth down. But you wonder here, with a 10-0 lead and Navy's offense doing nothing, would you risk it in this situation?
Connor Slumka is behind Hopkins. He's going to get the carry, leaning, but he's short of the first down.
Now, what do you do here? Okay, you got a struggling Navy offense and the ball on midfield, but all year you've gone for it on these.
I know what I'd do. I'd wait till the end of the quarter and think about it a couple more minutes.
That's not fair. I was thinking. You were looking at the clock.
It's going to be 4th down and 2, and that's how we're going to start the fourth quarter. Army 10, Navy nothing. End of 3. Everybody puts up 4 fingers. We'll see who's right in the final 15 minutes. We'll return to Philadelphia right after this message and a word from your local station. These two old friends have one more quarter to face off against each other. They've had a couple extra minutes to think about it. It's 4th down and about 2 for Army as we start the fourth quarter. They're 1 for 2 today, Gare.
You know, they say for Army football, and Jeff Monken, it's not just analytics. It's the mentality of how they play. The message he's given his team. Let's see what he does. It's a gamble, though.
No pitch. I don't think it's a first down.
I don't either. I thought his knees, looks like he gets a good spot here, though.
Line judge gave him a really good spot.
But it would be reviewed, would it not? Let's see if his knees come down before.
I thought he did a bounce before he actually landed. Wow.
Oh, it's too close. It's going to be too close to overturn, though.
He did a great job to keep airborne.
He did. The ball was in the air.
Rolling on the field, the runner made the first down.
Yes.
The previous play is under review.
When his right knee came down, the ball was being stretched forward, and that's going to be a tough one to overturn.
He did like a helicopter that we had in the open. Will he get the first down? We'll find out. Can tell you the Cadets thinks it's a first down. It's under review.
Yeah, it's probably going to be too close to tell. There's the new first down marker. They've already moved the down marker already from before.
But again, they're taking a look at Kelvin Hopkins' diving attempts. As I said, it looked like an Apache helicopter trying to stay airborne right there.
Yeah, and remember that yellow line is not exact. It's an approximation.
Right.
But I don't see anything if I was the replay official to overturn this.
Jack Kramer is our replay official, so he's having a long look during the timeout and continues to do so.
You know, the funny thing about analytics is analytics take in all the teams about whether you should go for it on 4th and 2, let's say. But how do you shove analytics into the fact that Navy only has 64 yards on 20? I mean, one more look here. We really don't know where the first down is, though. When his knee comes down, I think he's got it past that line. I think they're going to, I'd almost confirm it, to tell you the truth, but I don't think there's enough there to overrule the call on the field.
This is the most noise we've had in the stadium waiting on a 4th down call here.
Unless that, that app that those Navy guys were building in the first half, maybe that app has something in it that they can see, because I don't see enough.
So this is what Jack Kramer is looking at and his crew, and Jerry Magalanis, the referee, is going to tell us eventually.
I don't think there's any evidence. I think the ball was hovering above that 41-yard line, and I'm shocked it's taken this long. Boy, they're writing it down as if they're going to move the ball back. What else could they be writing down? Seems to me like this would be an aggressive Booth overhaul here. If they took this and moved it back, that would be a very aggressive call from the replay booth.
It's huge from Navy's side, especially.
Yes.
They'll get the ball back at the 41-yard line if indeed it's overturned.
How about one more look at that play again? If we could get it, one more look here and see if maybe something else touched before the knee.
He put his left hand down, but his elbow didn't touch. Not that I saw.
It's still up in the air, and it's right at the same time. Again, I don't see enough to overturn it.
The president's going to be up for re-election by the time we get this thing figured out.
Holy cow. I mean, if you're in the booth, is he over or not? Make a decision.
Yeah, one way or the other. Navy saying that way, Army saying this way, and we're saying let's get one.
Yeah. I don't think you can tell where that football is when either his knee or elbow touch. But they're writing down a lot of stuff here.
Meanwhile, some of the players on the field are trying to warm up. It's been so long.
It's a different way of warming up right there by the Army cadet. Yep, whatever you got to do.
This might be a world record.
Come on, this is halfway embarrassing.
Longest review in the history of college football.
If he comes back and says inconclusive, it's almost going to be funny.
And you know funny.
Jeez.
All right, fellas. Some of these folks have a plane to catch.
Wow.
The officials from the ACC. I don't know if John Swofford's watching, Commissioner,
but if he is, might want to have a meeting about this for next year. Holy cow.
The review has now officially taken longer than the first quarter of play today. Here we go. This, well, maybe not. This might get the biggest ovation of the day when this announcement's made. And here it is.
After review, the ball will be respotted near the 41-yard line. For accuracy, we will measure for the first down after we reset the chains on the previous down.
That's going to be hard to do when the chains are already moved that way.
That's probably what they were doing, is trying to find the exact spot of the chains.
They're going to have to find the hole on the far side of the field where the chain gang's marker is.
So they're saying the ball hovered above the 41. That seems to be, oh, they moved it behind the 41 though. Now they're going to move it a couple inches forward. I don't think replay can be that accurate.
So they bring out the chain gang after 6 minutes.
Oh, this is going to be short.
Short by a foot.
Oh, well.
Okay. That gives Navy some life. That puts some
The
life
runner
in
did
Jeff
not make
Monken
the
on the
line to
sideline.
gain. First down, Navy.
I'd like to say that one will be replayed forever in the history of this game, but we've seen enough of it so far.
Yeah, and we're going to see a new quarterback. I'll tell you that right now, too.
Garrett Lewis is coming in at quarterback.
You know what we need is pylon cam, only it wasn't the goal line.
Well, Navy gets a big stop. We really weren't sure of that until now. Zach Abey looking on as Garrett Lewis, a senior, at the controls. He's got Mike Martin as a fullback and Malcolm Perry behind him. It's actually an I backfield, or was set that way when they first set up shop at the 42. And they'll keep it that way. The toss to Perry. Trying to get to the corner. Nothing doing. Buried under by Cole Christensen and company.
Garrett Lewis has actually thrown more pass, has had more pass attempts than any Navy quarterback this season.
Came in 28 out of 63. Good for just under 400 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And Zach Abey 0 for 4. The only 2 completions were to the wrong team. Second down at 12. Lewis, play fake, throw down the middle, dropped by Taylor Jackson. Would have been a first down.
Got him open, makes the throw. Nautical was close to it, was it?
Yeah,
was
he might have gotten a hand in
he
there.
He might have got his hand on it. Let's see if he did, or was it just a clean drop?
Well, he got his hand in there after it got there.
He actually kind of just a little bit on the elbow, right on Taylor Jackson's elbow.
Mike Reynolds, who had one of the interceptions today, is the guy down. And we'll check on him early in the 4th quarter here when we come back. Now it's time for ExxonMobil game recap. The pageantry before the game between Army and Navy, the 119th meeting here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Calvin Hoppins had a good game. Had a big third down. He picked up 17 on this throw. Kel Walker then went 51 yards to the 10, and Hopkins did the rest. Quarterback keeper. That put Army up 7-0. It's been a struggling day for Navy and their offense. They've had some near misses, some open guys, but they've ended up being interceptions. And only 62 yards, 2 interceptions. The Army defense has been so tough. Wofolk, a big gain, 50 yards on the ground for him. And Abercrombie, who had missed a 33-yard field goal earlier in the game, knocked that one through. That's where we stand right now with 14-12 remaining in the football game. Army 10, Navy nothing. And Navy with a 3rd down and 12 coming up.
Well, we talked about what could spark this Navy team. Maybe a 4th down stop and a 3rd down conversion back-to-back. It'll be a challenge, 3rd and 12.
Let's see if Garrett Lewis can get it through the air, or he can find one of his playmakers in space. Drops to throw. Here comes the heat. Screen pass set up over on the far side, and he's got blockers, and he's got a first down and more. McKay Cal all the way down to the
26-yard line. Biggest play of the day for Navy.
What a call by Ivan Jasper. He anticipated the blitz, he got the blitz, and he drops it off. Good block by Andrew Wood to the outside, and then McKay Cow takes it into the broken field for the biggest play of the day. Ivan Jasper with the hat and the sunglasses over the top made the call of the day for his team.
First down at the 26. First completion, deepest penetration into Army territory. And Navy only down 10, but now they've got something working on that big play. 2 or 3 for Mike Martin. Chandler Ramirez made the stop. Navy not wasting a lot of time getting up to the line either. 2nd and 8 at the Army 24. And again, they come out of that stance, look to the sideline, rearrange. Time winding down. 3 on the play clock. And now it's Lewis who's going to keep it himself. Got a yard, maybe a yard and a half. McClinton, Oyatuga, and Christensen all there.
Well, Garrett Lewis is not their best option quarterback, but it was defended perfectly to the outside. Kenneth Brinson, number 15, is taking away the pitch. Nowhere to go but to turn up and try to make a first down.
We told you Navy this year used 3 different quarterbacks as starters. Lewis having 3 starts. AB had 4. Perry had the rest. They've all played quarterback at least in 1 snap or another today. 3rd down at 7. They got a big play on 3rd down last time. Do they have another one? Going to try and end around and maybe a pass to boot. Nope. Hesitation. The cutback run. Perry. Did he get a first down? He's certainly close. He slid backward just a little bit. The center's trying to set it up, but the official's the one that's got to put it down.
Please, please, I hope they don't review this.
I think it's going to be 4th and a foot, but we'll wait and see.
But now the decision is on the Navy side. 4th and short. Remember, a field goal makes it a 1-possession football game.
The way he was tackled, he kind of got whipped around.
Yes.
And they bring the chains out quickly on this particular measurement. Will it be a first down or 4th and inches? 4th and about 6 chain links.
Now what do you do?
I think the coach is saying, let's go get it. Gargiulo comes back out, the battering ram.
If AB was in there, I would predict a quarterback sneak, but I'm not so sure with Lewis in there.
Gargiulo's 240 pounds there. Everybody up close. It's Lewis anyway, and he gets the push from his teammates. It's going to be first down, Navy.
Yes, it is.
And now they're trying to separate the bodies.
It's so interesting when we talked to Coach Niumatalolo about these 4th down tries, and he said, boy, Jeff goes for it on some that I just wouldn't do. So he gets burned, Army does. And Coach Niumatalolo goes for it and makes it.
He
turning
knew right
the
away
tables.
on the push. You could see him in the background, putting his arms in the air. First down. Just inside the 16. And the play clock, they take a timeout.
They did.
So all-important series continues for the midshipmen of Navy. They trail by 10. College football on CBS. The Army-Navy game, presented by USAA, is sponsored by Today's Military, Jared, Chick-fil-A, and by USAA. Don't forget, sometime in the next 11 minutes or so, the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts.
10-0 Army, but Navy driving. They've got it at the 16-yard line after picking up a 4th down conversion. Remember, this drive started back at the 42-yard line after Army failed on a 4th and 2, and that's how Navy took over and then moved it with Garrett Lewis at quarterback to the point they are.
And that 3rd down conversion, 3rd and long, 3rd and 12, picking it up on a great call, a screen pass to the outside.
First time in the red zone today for Navy. On the year, they're great in the red zone. 35 out of 36. That's 97%. Boy, they could love to get some of that right here. This drive has been almost as good as the rest of the game for them. Mike Martin in the backfield. It's Lewis on the keeper, and Lewis has got it 1st and goal, but the ball is out. And Army's got it. They're still unpiling bodies, but they've already given the indication that it's Army football on the bottom.
And I think the big hit was delivered by Jalen McClinton, number 7 on the play. And that play was working.
And he gone down right there, but he got nailed by McClinton, and then it was recovered by James Gibson.
McClinton comes off a block and then makes the big hit. Lewis sees him at the last second, but McClinton drives his head across and pops the ball out.
From our Chick-fil-A pylon cam coming towards you. Here's how it looked, and the ball underneath James Gibson. Celebration continues in Poland. So earlier, if you might recall, Jalen McClinton had the first interception of the day.
Yep.
And now he's got a forced fumble that's given it back to Army. No gain on that one for Davidson as Sullivan was there.
Well, it's the football game right here for this Navy defense. Now they must get a stop and force a punt right back. Totally need a 3 and out. Heflin flexing that ankle.
Yep. 2nd down and 9. Army taking all the time they can, changing up personnel. They're still in a very scary spot with their tailback actually has his hand down at the goal line. And he gets the carry. Fullback Woolfolk. He's out to about the 7.
Yeah, but it's still now a big 3rd down conversion. And not even Jeff Monken will go for it on 4th down here.
The biggest 3rd down of the day is at hand for both teams, especially Navy trying to get a stop on 3rd and 6. We're under 10 minutes.
Hard to believe that Army thinks they can go right up the middle right here. If I'm Navy, I think it's coming to the outside.
They've got a 4-stack in the backfield, and they're going to try to throw for it. Out in the flat, bobbled a little bit. Oh, what a hit!
Gee.
By Sean Williams.
Holy cow. Back-to-back plays. One for the Army defense, and now number 6, Sean Williams, does not give up the 1st down with a tremendous hit. I think the bobbled catch really costs Walker on the play. He bobbles it and never gets, oh, look at that closing speed by Williams.
You can see why he was honorable mention all conference. And he's been a stalwart and a captain. His 37th start, and that was a stop, not a start right there.
He was the AAC Player of the Week against Memphis. When he forced 2 fumbles, he had 7 solo tackles, but none any bigger than that one right there.
By the way, it's 4th down and 1. Gary said earlier, not even Jeff Monken's going to go for 4th down here. I don't know, maybe he will. It would be the gutsiest 4th down call ever if he does, but they're going to bring out the punting team.
Gutsy's one word I wasn't thinking of, but
don't say the other one. I'm with you. I got it.
All right. It's a word, but it's not the one I was thinking of.
They should get great field position. Jacob Springer, you look at him, and Schrag is in his own end zone to punt. He's going to field it at the 48. Stopped at midfield. Well, actually got a couple yards into Army territory. And again, a little pushing and shoving on the far sideline. Another chance for Navy on offense.
I watched Navy beat Army 15 times, and it's time to start it again.
I'm second generation Navy. I'd like to shout out my dad, third class Petty Officer Nash.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Well, they've got a chance. They got the ball back, but they're down 10.
What about these last two plays? Let's take another look at them. First, it was Jalen McClinton, number 7, with the forced fumble hit. And then right on top of it, when it was needed by Navy, they had to have a stop. And Sean Williams with a huge hit, and he ran it down. 2 safeties saving the game. But here it is, the situation for the Navy team right now with 9 minutes to go. They've got to score on this here.
Bill the Goat and the Black Knight having had it over there on the sideline. This is the best starting field position for Navy at the 48 of Army.
It's a must score. They have to get points. Field goal's okay. Keeps it a game. Can't come away with 0 here.
Garrett Lewis stays at quarterback. Anthony Gargiulo in the backfield as the up man. A blitz coming. A little delayed draw. Malcolm Perry. Perry into the secondary. Malcolm Perry stops at the 20. Keeps going. First and goal, Navy.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought it was going to be a sack. But what a great call. The blitz is coming around, but then they hand it to Perry and runs right underneath the defender. Wood and Cassell get good blocks, and all of a sudden, it's back into scoring position again.
And now they're definitely thinking touchdown, not field goal. They're at the 5-yard line. First and goal.
How about the calls that Ivan Jaspers had to try to do something with this offense?
Gargiulo straight ahead. He's to the 1. Trying to rip the ball out of there at the end. It'll be second and goal, a yard away. The battering ram, the 240-pounder, got it that close. Second down. Williams and Walker flank Gargiulo, and Lewis, as you look on top, is going to keep it himself, stretching out but not in.
Every stop makes it tougher for for Navy because of the time on the clock right now.
Lewis has been a willful runner, but he hasn't gained that much. He got about half of it. It's third down and goal from the 1-foot line.
Yeah, penetration inside. Wasn't quite exactly sure who did it. Got enough penetration. There's no room to run.
Lewis again. Did he get there this time? Yes. Touchdown, Navy. Gary said earlier, not much drama. I said, wait on it. We'll have some eventually. We do now.
Yes, we do.
Lewis stretching out, and you see goes over for the 1-yard touchdown, capping a 48-yard drive in less than 2 minutes. All important extra point upcoming. Bennett Mooring, the kick is up and good. Finally, it took a long time for Navy to finally get in the end zone. A 48-yard drive in 4 plays. It was Perry that got him close, a 43-yarder to the 5-yard line. And then Garrett Lewis and Gargiulo just kept banging away. And finally, the quarterback from 1. It's 10-7.
I'm Wumio Yetuga, defensive line, first D, and I want to give a shout out to all the members of the Brotherhood.
The Black Knights are back. Army football's back.
Go Army, beat Navy.
They are right now, but it's down to 3. And 4 of the past 5 games in the series have been decided by 7 points or less. And looky here what we've got now. 3-point game. Brett Mooring, who just hit the extra points, got it teed up. Kel Walker and Jordan Asbury wait back around the 10-yard line. This return will come from the 14 by Walker. And Walker out, still going. Wow, I don't know how that happened, but he got out around the 36.
So in the fourth quarter, remember, they waited at the end of the third quarter. They decided to go for it the first play of the fourth quarter. Since that stop, this Navy team has 101 yards of total offense. They had 64 going into that fourth down call. You live by the sword, the fourth down sword, you may die by the fourth down sword.
Now can Army put one of their patented 7-minute type Army drives together to ice this thing?
And it's the first time they've had pressure on their offense all day. Remember, they opened up the game with the touchdown on the first drive. First time they're calling plays with pressure on offense.
Woolfolk. A couple, but not much. Hudson Sullivan again, 53. Heflin, 54.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet, isn't it?
Yeah, I can just call that just about any time without looking. Second down and 8. We're under 7 minutes. Army 5-1 from 2017 to this point in the close games. Woolfolk again, both hands around the football. Got it out to the 42. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
In all of these third down situations, they've gone to the quarterback.
And that's number 8, Kelvin Hopkins, a junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Navy thinking maybe another stop here. Army thinking maybe 2 downs to get a first. I don't know.
Goodness. That would be an interesting call, wouldn't it?
Hopkins under center. On the option, he's hit in the backfield. He's hit again, and it's Heflin again. 4th down.
Jarvis Polu, number 90, the play he made at defensive end. Watch him blow up this play from his defensive end spot. Right here. Watch him get the penetration. Does it, gets in the backfield, hits the quarterback as he's getting blocked, and blows the play up, and it's cleaned up. Holy cow, what a play by the senior.
Yep, he didn't make the tackle, but he sure made the play. Punting time for Schrag again. Just under 5 minutes to go in regulation. Schrag's punt. Springer on the run at the 31. Gets drilled at the 34, but he holds on.
Not for the faint of heart out there right now.
That's
I'll
for
tell you
sure.
that.
So you want to return punts. Okay. You can have that. Coming up after the game, don't forget, stay tuned for the CBS Sports College Football postgame show presented by Capital One. Zook and the gang. We'll look back at this one. Talk about the Heisman coming up tonight. And now we're down to 4:46. And the feeling in this building is completely different than it was a half an hour ago. Garrett Lewis back under center. On the option. He's not going to pitch again, and he's going to lose 2. And that's courtesy of Christensen, the other inside linebacker for Army.
Cole Christensen had the big tackle against Air Force on a 4th down play. Number 54 shakes off one block and then chases down the quarterback. 2nd and long.
2nd and a long 12. Here's where they have to go to try to tie it up with a field goal, if you consider the longest field goal by Bennett Mooring. Lewis, deep drop, throws out in the flat, complete to Perry. He got some of it back. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
Navy with only 2 timeouts under 4 minutes. Now the Navy defense, though, after the 4th down stop, held Army to a 3-and-out and a 3-and-out. But I don't know if you can punt the ball back.
Well, not a lot of time. And Navy has used one of its timeouts as well.
If I'm calling plays here, I'm figuring we're going to go for it on 4th down.
They're in the shotgun this time. Something went haywire there.
Oh, no.
It might be the left tackle.
Ball start, offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It was Nestrowitz.
And remember how the game ended last year with the 2 illegal procedure penalties right before the field goal. As the Army defense shifts, that throws off the stance for the illegal procedure penalty.
And that made Mooring's 48-yard field goal a 48-yard field goal instead of 38. Lewis, he might have an end around coming and maybe a pass involved. O.J. Davis loads and fires. Oh, in and out of the hands of Lewis, who got drilled by Elijah Riley.
It was. And he looked open on the play, but took just a little too long to get him the ball. And what a hit by Riley. Another huge hit in this football game. Davis slips out, get it to him now. Ball hangs, and Riley comes in with a perfect play. Does not lead with his head. He keeps his eyes up, and he gets rid of the pass and the incompletion. It's so easy to use a targeting in that situation, but he kept his eyes up and shoved.
Great play by number 23. A little bit late on the throw by 86. It's 4th down. Lewis on the left was shaken up on that last play. A trick play trying to get the pass reception to him. He got drilled by Elijah Riley on that hit right there.
And he was down, and the clock and the game was stopped while they attended to him. Now he wants back in the game.
But Aby's got to come back in now.
Well, the official is talking and relaying that information to Lewis right now.
So it all falls on the shoulders of Aby. They didn't call a timeout. That could have allowed Lewis, I think, to come back in. But right now, Zach Aby, who started the game and did not play well, is back in there. He's their hope to stay in the game on 4th down and 12. Perry in motion. Aby hit from behind. The ball is out, and Army's got it. Kenneth Brinson with a fumble recovery.
Play took a long time for that Navy offensive line, that is a run blocking offensive line, to hold on that long and not allow a player of the skill of Kenneth Brinson to eventually get there. He's matched up inside against number 73, but too long.
One of the smartest guys in college football with a very smart play right there. He caused it, he recovered it, and Army's got it back with 3 minutes to go.
I'll tell you, I was so impressed with Elijah Riley's play, number 23.
Woolfolk inside the 20 to the 19.
Back-to-back plays. Those defensive plays by McClinton, Williams, And then Riley not getting the penalty there and deflecting that ball. How about those 3 plays by those defenders, and then Brinson ends it up.
I know people like a lot of points in football. I like watching something like this.
Well, it's been a fun. It started out a little slow when they were struggling fighting offense, but after that 4th down conversion.
Hopkins going left, got the edge. Hopkins, 1st and goal, Army.
Well, that time it was Reeder, number 76. And Quentin Parker, 85, that he followed around the end. A little bit of misdirection, quarterback keeper, and they get it down to the 2-yard line.
The guy that caused the fumble and recovered it sets up Hopkins to go 17 yards down to the 2.
Remember, Reeder hurt in the first series of the game. Back out there now finishing the game.
Told you to be hard to keep him out.
Yes, it was.
1st and goal, a chance for the Black Knights to salt it away. Not on that carry. Carter Bankston, one of the first guys there, along with Polu, who's played a whale of a game on the defensive line. He's still down right now.
Well, here's the thing. Number 1 thing, Army in the huddle, hold on to the football.
Some key plays right here, Gary, that led to where we are.
Remember, it was 3rd and 7, a shift by Army. Illegal procedure made it 3rd and long. Navy then goes kind of a trick play and a wonderful deflection that time to end that completion. And then AB comes in on 4th down. Brinson ends it.
2nd and goal. Woolfolk puts his head down. I don't think he got there, though.
Flag on the play, though.
So we'll see about the penalty.
I wonder if Navy was in the neutral zone on that play. I'll bet they were.
Offside.
Yep.
Defense. Number 92 lined up in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal penalty. 2nd down.
Josh Webb.
He was in a 4-point stance, and it was very close on the outside end of the line of scrimmage. Right there. I think that's the one they called.
Yep.
Flag came up right at the snap.
So that moves it half the distance to the goal, which there isn't a lot of distance left to go. Right there. Andy Davidson in at the fullback spot now.
All right, they will wind the clock now. If Army's smart, they don't need to snap it that quick.
Hopkins, touchdown, Army. Flags fly in at the end. Just too much pushing and shoving after the touchdown. The extra point team doesn't even realize there's been a flag thrown.
Right. I think Kel Walker was discussing where his assignment will be with one of the Navy players right there next year. Heflin had somebody in the eye. It was the quarterback, actually.
The ruling on the field, touchdown. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah, it was on Taylor Heflin, I would bet, number 54, with his hand in the face mask of the quarterback.
Right there.
Yep. When we watched it in full speed, it did not look intentional. When you watch it in slow motion, I don't know. I don't know if that was a penalty or not. I would not call the flag on that, to tell you the truth. Maybe it was after and they were arguing. The penalty was on.
Yeah, they're still arguing, but it's a 10-point Army lead. Just 1:28 left. Bryce Holland on the sideline, one of the guys Gary talked about in the open today. Looking up there, knowing now that maybe that lead is enough. With just 1:28 left and only one timeout for Navy.
And on the other side, Heflin, who has played an unbelievable game. But his team down, and it looks like it's going to be 3 in a row for the Black Knights. Still 1:28 to go.
Hard to really believe the story about Bryce Holland, where he actually considered giving up football, not because he didn't love it, he just loved being a cadet more. He said, I didn't know if I could do both, and if I was going to give up anything, as much as I love football, I love being in the military more. He was talked into staying. He ends up being captain of an Army team that now looks like they may be able to win 3 straight against Navy.
Senior out of Chandler, Arizona. And now with the penalty, the kickoff will come from the 50. So we don't expect a return out of this one. And we won't have one, so Navy will bring it out to the 25. And we'll see if Lewis comes back out at quarterback after taking that big shot on that trick play.
So ironically, in back-to-back years, when Navy had an opportunity to win the football game, last year it was 2 penalties for the field goal. This time the illegal penalty, a procedure penalty. You know, for only 1 year has Kenny Niemeyer's football team not been in the top 2 in penalties. Last year it cost them, and this year it cost them. They currently are 2nd in the nation in fewest penalties.
Lewis, the snap, the throw, the bobble, but the completion for a first down and trying to get out of bounds is Taylor Jackson. And they'll move the sticks out around the 36. Minute 21, 1 timeout. They need to strike quickly. And that's not necessarily their forte, especially against an Army defense that's this good. 4 wide out grouping for Lewis. 3-man rush. Throws, got another completion across midfield. And it's McKaycow who had a big play to get him down in shape for their other touchdown to the 46 of Army.
They're going to down the ball here. Spike it.
Spike it, so it's going to be 2nd down and 10 at the 41 when we reset everything. With 1:11 to go.
Remember, even on the Army touchdown, they did have a whole 25 seconds they could have ran off before they ran that touchdown play.
That's right.
Jeff Monken was riding in the clock. He knew, but quarterback did not realize it, snapped it too soon. Now they did score, but it could be 25 seconds left here.
2nd and 10. Lewis throws up wide side, incomplete, intended for C.J. Williams. And it'll be 3rd and 10. 3rd down doesn't really matter right now. It's 2 downs to try to get it down to the 35 for a first down. .66 seconds remaining. Lewis trying to get word to his wide receivers. Pressure coming. Hit from behind. He got away somehow. Throws late across the middle. Incomplete. Almost completed to Michael Cooper, but it's 4th down.
Was it Brinson again that made the initial rush from the outside, the left side? Last time against AB, he dislodged the ball. He comes around again and just misses it. Lewis feels him. If he'd have put his arm up in the air, it would have been dislodged again. Another forced fumble.
Brinson, the senior out of Kennesaw, Georgia, has had a couple of big plays here in the last couple minutes. It's 4th down, and is there hope left for Navy on the snap? Lewis throws, complete, first down to Perry. They'll move the chains. He got it to the 33. They want to spike it again. Lewis hustling up there, and he does get it down with 48 seconds left. So a 4th down conversion.
Just remember, if it does get to 4th down here again, say it's a 45-yard field goal, you could kick the field goal and then go onside kick.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it touchdown onside field goal. You can go field goal onside Hail Mary.
At the Army 33, Lewis throws quickly and it's a one-hopper, incomplete. Intended for Ryan Mitchell. That one never had a chance. And it's 3rd down and 10. 44 seconds remaining. Everybody looking to the sideline for the midshipmen. 3rd down and 10.
Well, first time they haven't gone spread formation here.
They're going to pitch it. And Fells will get about half of what he needed.
And Navy will take a timeout, and I bet they go field goal.
If they do, it's going to be Bennett Mooring, who hit from 28 and 24 last year, but missed a 48-yarder at the final gun.
And the thinking here is, with an onside kick, remember, you can throw a 60-yard ball from the 50-yard line into the end zone, but you can't kick a 60-yard field goal. So you got to get 3 and 7. So why not take 3 here?
A year ago in the snow, then a junior out of Bentonville, Arkansas. Saw that one go that far left. Earlier today in warm-ups, Gary and I were watching him, and when he tried the same spot, that was the result. That one's good.
Just in case, right?
Just in case. This will be from just inside the 45-yard line. And Mooring would love to hit this to at least give his team a chance for an onside kick. It's a 45-yard field goal attempt. Mooring's kick is up, and it is good. Got it.
Hey, that's great for him. I'll tell you that right now.
That's
Came
right.
through, lived with that for a whole year, but he did his job.
It may not be enough, but for right now, they'll take it because there's still hope left. 29 seconds remaining in regulation. Bennett Mooring's 45-yard field goal has made it a 1-touchdown game, and the onside kick will be upcoming. It's pretty simple. If Navy recovers, they still have hope. If Army gets it, it's all over. So the Black Knights, good hands team. Up there, everybody within 10 to 15 yards of Mooring on the kick to the near side, and Army has got it, and they'll have it for the 3rd year in a row. No way for Navy to stop it. Army just has to take a knee.
So I was part of the first streak when it got to 14, and now another streak to 3. And this Army football team will finish in the top 25 the first time since 1996. What a job Jeff Monken has done.
And only the 2nd time since the Red Blake era. Congratulations, another 10-win season. They take a knee. The victory formation indeed leads to victory for the 3rd year in a row. The Black Knights of Army have won the Army-Navy matchup number 119. And 2 longtime and great friends will embrace out at midfield. A happy time for one, not so much for the other. And you see Jeff Monken giving Coach a kiss on the cheek. Army still has to play Houston in the Armed Forces Bowl on December 22nd, so they've got another game left. They could end up with an 11-win season. Number 10 is in the books. So the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, which was theirs a year ago, they have it again. Jamie's with the captain of the winning team.
All right, Bryce, a lot of emotions behind this one, a lot of challenges and ups and downs, but in the end, how did your team get this one done?
You know, we got a bunch of guys who are fighters. What's up, Coach? We got a bunch of guys who just will never quit. And, you know, that's the greatest thing about this football team. You know, we got guys who care endlessly about this brotherhood, and that's just all it is. We don't quit.
Speaking of people that don't quit, you considered quitting football because it was challenging to do both. Now you have won the Commanders-in-Chief trophy outright. How does it feel to be a part of this moment?
Feels great. You know, I love this brotherhood. I love this team. It feels awesome.
All right, go enjoy. Thanks.
Thank you.
So 17-10 win for the Black Knights from West Point.
Remember when we had lunch with him?
Yeah.
He said that day, that was a year ago, before last year, he said they have no idea what they're is coming to at them in the football game, and he was right.
Well, they didn't know either today, although these two teams know each other so well. But today it was just an Army team better equipped on an 8-game winning streak now for Army. And they will all head to the corner to sing their alma mater. And maybe a sad day for them as they fall to 3-10 on the season. And both teams head over to that corner of the stadium. And it will be Navy to sing first. The Navy alma mater. And now Army heads to their corner in front of the cadets. And now one of the few places in the world where second is better than first. As the winners of the Commander-in-Chief Trophy and a winner for the third straight year over Navy. And this will go back to the 90s, the last time they won that many in a row over Navy. They actually won 5 in a row from 92 to 96. So after ending that 14-game losing streak, they have now beaten Navy 3 years in a row. And now it's time for the plays of the game, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Here on a play, the third down, the pass to the quarterback and the big hit by Riley. And on fourth down, AB back, but Brinson too much with the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. That gave it back to Army to take it in for their final score.
That's going to do it. Bitter rivals for 364 days and 18 hours. And now they're all on the same team. Good job, both teams. Congratulations to Army. They win it 17-10. That's going to wrap it up. For Gary Danielson and Jamie Erdahl, Brad Nessler saying so long from Philadelphia. Final score 17-10. The Black Knights of Army. The CBS Sports College Football Postgame Show presented by Capital One is up next after these messages. So long from Philadelphia.